To regular meeting, call the meeting to order. And first up is the approval of the minutes from the June 27, 2022 meeting. I should also note, we have Commissioner Hallberg, Commissioner Romans, and Commissioner LeBron absent. Approval of the minutes from June 27th. Commissioners, any comments, questions, corrections? No? If none, we'll consider those to be approved. Next is the public hearings. United Heroes League Interim Use Permit 2022-47, Outdoor Ice Rink and Parking, 15211 Ravenna Trail, Justin Fortney. Justin?
Thank you very much. This is a request for interim use permit, which is a temporary operation of a business for up to 18 months, which is only allowed in the areas of the city that are outside the MUSA, Municipal Service Area. And the first 6 months of that would be probationary. And the conditions are that the site would have to be returned to its pre-development condition if the business is not converted into a permanent business at that time. This is a location map of the site. You can see it's just east of Extreme Sandbox, and the star is the general location of the improvements. The blue circle is an existing use of the site that the applicant requested a previous interim use permit for the spring of 2020. It's a confidence course, and similarly that interim use permit was to allow for temporary parking facilities for that use. So that use did start, and when it came time for the permanent improvements to be in place, they did not put those in. In talking with the applicant, they said that there was a large financial difficulty at that time related to COVID. And since that time, that has been resolved, and they're ready to do those improvements along with the improvements for this proposed interim use permit, which is for a hockey rink. And this is showing kind of what the confidence course was developed into. And it's got lots of similar features of that nature, and it's pretty far in the back of the site. The area that was going to be used for parking for this site has been incorporated into the proposed hockey rink parking, which actually is going to be the parking for the entire area once it's all developed. And this is the present entrance and gate for that confidence course. And this is a master plan for the site. The blue circle or oval is showing the existing confidence course. The red circles are showing the proposed improvements, excuse me, which includes a hockey rink, stormwater pond, and the gravel parking lot. And then there's some future items shown, an athletic facility and some more in athletic fields. The entrance is going to be moved further to the east, about 400 feet from where it is presently. It's presently along the property line adjacent to Extreme Sandbox, and it's going to be moved 400 feet, which will be on the east side of that parking lot. And the reason for that is for being more direct route to the parking lot, but also spacing requirements for the county between driveways. And this is the site plan for the presently proposed use. The parking lot would be gravel. It would be shown as the same size as the permanent parking lot, but it wouldn't be paved until next year. And then the hockey rink is shown on there. And then on the south side of that map, you can see there's a concrete walkway that would go from the parking lot to the ice rink. And at the time when the permanent improvements are in place, it'd be a site plan review for those to make sure that circulation and the entrance and parking and everything meets our requirements. It'd be pretty minor. Also, required landscaping would be installed at that time. They would still be proposing to use temporary bathroom facilities. There's no city sewer available, and water would require a well. The Metropolitan Council is proposing to build a new sewer plant across the highway from there. And at that time, there would presumably be access to sewer at that time, which is when they would have permanent facilities. This area is fairly remote. We sent out notification to property owners within 350 feet and didn't receive any response back, along with the public hearing notice in the paper. And with that, staff is recommending approval of the interim use permit with the conditions that are listed in the staff report.
Okay, thanks, Justin. This is a public hearing, so I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing now. We have a quorum, so it would have to be unanimous, correct, Justin? Correct? Okay, so any vote would be unanimous. Public hearing, anyone on Zoom that you were able to see real quick?
There's not.
No one on Zoom? Okay. All right, we'll come to audience here. Anyone wish to speak? If you do, kind of step up to the podium there where the microphone is, and then your name and address or the business address if you're with the United Heroes League.
Good evening, I'm Shane Hudella from United Heroes League. United Heroes League, our address is 15211 Ravenna Trail, just past Extreme Sandbox. So just very quickly, I know the biggest issue, hey, you had this interim use permit, it expired and you didn't fulfill the obligations then. Why? COVID-19, we had massive charitable revenue drop for United Heroes League. Corporate partners slammed the checkbook. Normal cash flow streams for us essentially stopped. So we were very thankful. We didn't have to lay off any of our veterans that worked for the organization. We made it through. We're actually having a record year for revenues now. So we've solved that. We've brought in some great folks, Heather Spencer from Ronnie Engineering, Hilly Development, and Ryan Companies as a general contractor. So we hope that the interim use permit is approved. We plan on some great things over the next few years. Putting in the ice rink this year, temporary gravel lot, paving next year, some ball fields the year after that, and then likely 2 years after that, a large facility. One of the big things that we're trying to accomplish, we've started dialogue with the Minnesota Wild and Valley Sports North to potentially bring Hockey Day Minnesota to our community here in Hastings, and we've kind of made it past the first obstacle in that. Nothing's guaranteed at this point, and our development would all be completed by then. But we're excited. We love Hastings. I've spent my whole life here. United Heroes League is going to be here till the end of time, and we look forward to developing some great things out on our campus that we can also down the road share with the community. Any questions for me personally?
No, but were you here? I'm not sure which commissioners were here in 2020 when you first came in front of us, but that one just kind of sailed through. And we really didn't hear about what United Heroes League is, so I'd like you to just give a little bit of a background on what it is. I know what it is because I went on the website and I researched it. It's,
Sure.
I think it's so understated.
Well, thank you.
At what you do out there, and I think it deserves to be give us a little presentation on what that is.
Well, thank you. We've kind of been under the radar in town for some reason and not really by any design. So 2008, I'm on active duty in the Army. I served 24 years, ran into a couple of pro athletes that literally grabbed me off the street. Hey, Army guy, we want to get back to military kids and families through sports. What can we do? I didn't have an answer, so I said, well, I'll start a charity. How hard can that be? Little did I know the 1023 from the IRS was about that thick. But away we went, and it grew bigger than I ever thought it would, turned into a national program. So out of Hastings now, we have volunteers that have a presence in 24 major markets around the U.S. We've won an award from the White House as the best new military nonprofit in America. We've given away in excess of $25 million now in benefits to military families, primarily to their kids, but also to the adult service members. So I had 4 boys. It was tough when we'd have to go away to do military stuff, and sports are a great way to keep them engaged, keep their mind off some of the tough stuff, and get them out in front of positive role models. So we accomplished that mission by providing free head-to-toe athletic equipment. We do financial grants to help offset their registration or their youth sports fees. We do camps. Right now we've got 100+ kids at a hockey camp up at Camp Ripley. We did one last Monday in San Diego with the Padres, where the kids got to go on the field and play baseball with MLB players. And then we do special experiences with pro athletes. So we have a number of pro athletes that come out to lift the spirits of military kids and families, and we'll have a couple of those folks up encouraging the kids at hockey camp too coming up. So that's pretty much it. Love what we do. We're really excited. We've got a growing outdoors program now as well, where we do fishing and archery and some other things that further in our development plan, I think we'll start to address those. We have some conceptual things, but we're not quite ready to bring those to the commission yet. Kind of our first couple phases is getting the rink up, getting paving done, and getting some fields out there.
Okay, thank you. Perfect. Appreciate that. Commissioners, do you have any questions for him before we? No? Anyone else wish to speak? No? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, if there's no one else on Zoom, we'll do one quick, final quick check on Zoom. Nope, and no one else present wishes to speak. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing. And we will open it up to commissioners for comments, questions.
Mr. Chair.
Yep, Commissioner Tigan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess I'm just confused about the IUP. They have 18 months to do what with that?
They have 18 months to. They have 18 months to do the required improvements for a business. That would be essentially the parking lot improvements. And if they don't do it within 18 months, then the use that was allowed for this interim use permit would have to stop.
So they'd have to take down what they put up?
Correct.
That's what you're saying. And is this one went through in 2020?
Yes, it was similar, but because of COVID,
Oh,
everything
I get
slowed
it.
down.
I just want to make sure that
Yeah.
the 18 months is going to be long enough for them to do what they need to do.
Yeah, if you wish to address that, sure, you can come up if you want to answer that. It sounds like a good question for you. Yeah, yeah, if you could. Sorry about that.
So the original interim use permit we built, actually in the spring, right as COVID was happening, we built the outdoor confidence course or obstacle course, and the permit at that time was to operate that with the gravel lot. COVID, obviously, 2 years on and our revenue drop, we didn't get it done. So we don't anticipate that problem now. You know, we're back doing great financially, doing some massive things, and we know we're very invested in future hockey day plans, hopefully, and getting our facility online. The last thing we want to do is have to return to original conditions or cease operations out there just because we didn't get this lot paved.
Okay, yeah, that was my only concern, is that I want to make sure that this is long enough for you guys to,
Yeah, we don't anticipate any issues, sir. We do really good with in-kind services too. We just landed getting all of our grading done for the project, pro bono. So we've got great relationships with the construction industry here in Minnesota.
all right, thanks. That's my only question. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Commissioner Mansky.
So in the future, you plan on doing a full build-out, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then is it predicated on having sewage treatment across the street by Met Council? Or what do you plan on doing for sewage treatment on site if this Met Council doesn't happen across the street?
So the last 2 years, we've been following sewage treatment plant, and it seems, and I'm not the industry expert on it, it seems like things have been, hey, it could be here in 10 years, it could be here in 2 years. Our design team has a couple of different plans. The building that would require the most as far as wastewater and whatnot has two separate plans. We do potentially have a plan to use a pod septic system if for some reason Met Council were to abandon plans or push back that timeline 20 years. Now, right now, if that wastewater treatment facility does begin construction in the next couple of years, we're very optimistic that it would time out right, that when we build the large facility out there, that we would bring in sewer and water from across the street.
And how far are you into that revenue stream for that build-out plan? Have you 20, 30% of the project funds or not?
So for the big building, we're planning a 2-year capital campaign that would start towards the end of next year. We have the resources right now to do our rink, and we're just about finished up with the resources already to pave for next year without any pro bono help from contractors. We haven't started the capital campaign for the big building yet. So we're looking at a 2-year campaign that begins late 2023 and ends in early 25.
Okay. I guess what I'm hearing is you're kind of piecing it together as you're going, and you really don't have the capital. You're hoping for it, but you don't have the capital to move forward.
Well, the last couple of years kind of turned the economics upside down for a lot of folks. So we're trying to phase it in so that if there's continued economic downturn into 23, 24, 25, that we'll have a paved lot and a rink and some other facilities. But if that capital campaign requires a longer runway, we can still, we'll still have met all of our permitting requirements for pavement and for the operation. The building is, I guess in our opinion, a separate entity. If that capital campaign takes an extra year for us, then we just take the extra year before we build it.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I see it says right here, 2022 rink, 2023 parking lighting, 2024 football, soccer, baseball fields, 2026 facility, the big building.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
None of that is part of the IEP. Right?
Nope, just the,
Just the lot.
just the lot currently.
Is it,
Commissioner Peters, go ahead.
and is it just the gravel lot? So at which point you move forward with pavement and lighting, does that come back to us to review?
Yeah, typically, if there's gonna be a big improvement, like a parking lot, lighting, landscaping, that's all gonna have to be submitted as a site plan.
Okay, and would that site plan then also include the turn lane and stuff going in? Okay, but this one would not include that right now, the interim use?
Correct.
Okay,
Good, yep. Commissioner Tyken.
I was gonna make a motion.
All right. Any other discussion? Nope. All right, Commissioner Tyken, go ahead.
I'll make a motion that we recommend approval of interim use permit 2022-47 for outdoor rink and parking at 15211 Ravenna Trail with the noted conditions. I think there's 14 of them.
Okay, and for the record, prior to us voting, Commissioner LeBron is here now, so he is part of our vote for, so we have a quorum. Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner LeBron, second. Any further discussion, new discussion? If none, we'll take a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not sure who was all here from United Heroes League, but thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, next is other business. Justin?
I guess the only business I would probably have is just to update you on, I think our last case was at the special use permit for the marina that was approved by city council. And we don't have anything immediately planned for the upcoming planning commission meeting yet.
All right, commissioners, any other business? I have none. So if there's no objections, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Commissioner Matzke, second.
I'll second.
Commissioner Peters, second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.